Overhead tricep. Standing tall, pull your abdominals into the spine and extend the arms overhead. Keep your upper arm stable in place as your lower arm moves behind the head and up. You can do this movement with the weights together to make it easier, or weights apart to make it a little more challenging. Include balance by lifting one leg and hold it with the knee up. From the front, you can see the hands apart. Keep going. Nice and tall, pulling in the abdominals with every reach. Feet together to make it a little easier, and as you finish up here, extend the arms all the way to straight without locking the elbows. Great job. Angled arm tricep. Start on the floor or with your shoulders on a ball and your hips lifted. The important part of this exercise is the beginning. Arms should be straight from shoulders to hand on an angle not perpendicular to the floor. You'll want to move only from the forearm, stabilizing from the elbow to the shoulder. If you place your hands together, it's a bit easier. Hands apart will challenge each arm individually. Keep your shoulders away from the ears, not up towards them, scrunched in the neck. Your low back and rib cage should be stable against the floor, in place without movement. Exhale on the press up. Inhale as your arms lower. Continue to straighten the arm at the top of each movement, but try not to lock out the joint or the elbow. Breathing through it, you're almost there. Excellent. Burn off those arms. Chest press on your back. This exercise may be done on the floor or with your shoulders on a ball or on a bench, whichever you prefer. Arms are elbows distance apart on the way down. If you are on the floor, make sure you press your low back into the floor so you don't lift the rib cage. Knees should be bent whether you're on a bench or the floor. As the hands come down, they balance over the elbows. This movement is very important to be performed over the chest and not over the nose, face, or head. Continue to press those arms and extend towards the ceiling. To feel this more in the chest instead of the tricep, straighten the arms and move into a fly or straight arm pattern. Continue to exhale on the close and inhale on the lowering of the weight. Great job! Single arm rows. You'll want a bench, or you may perform this for the floor. Make sure the back leg is extended, not bent, so that you can really pull in those abdominals and stabilize the spine. If you take your hand with your fingers slightly off the bench, you'll have less pressure on your wrist. Reach all the way down and pull that weight up towards the hip. Be sure to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Pull in the belly button each time you lift. Now this is a movement you may definitely increase the weight more so than your bicep curl. To extend into the tricep, add an extension once the pull is lifted up to the hip. Make sure you breathe throughout the movement, and again, pull the belly button in on every lift. You're almost there now. Great job. Change sides. Hand to hip lift. Start on all four hands and knees. Make sure the hands are directly under the shoulders and the knees directly under the hips. Keep your spine nice and long, belly pulled in. Your arm will lift straight back from the knee to the hip. Make sure the shoulder stays nice and open, not rounding the head of the shoulder in towards the chest. Keep your head in alignment and exhale each time you lift. You may increase the weight for more intensity, but this exercise also targets the obliques. Continue to breathe throughout the movement. As you go through this exercise, you may hold it and shorten up the range to get a more intense response. Lowering it down and performing alternating long movements with short movements is also another great exercise. There you go, working the back of those arms. Push-ups. Push-ups may be done on the knees or on the toes. Make sure your hands are elbow distance apart when your arm is bent. Most people make the mistake of having the hands too narrow. Fingers face forward, spread out, pushing into the fingertips to allow the pressure off the wrists. Elbows bend at 90 degrees, not allowing the sternum to drop past your elbow. After working through your knees and being able to keep your body nice and straight from knees to shoulders, you can move on up to toe push-ups. Feet wide makes it easier. Feet together is a little more challenging. Keep your head in line with your body. Don't drop the neck down. This is probably the biggest error that most people make. Stay strong through the sternum, pushing up through the center of the body, and breathe through each rep. We're almost there now. Excellent. Bicep curl combo. You may do this seated, on your knees, or standing. You'll start with a nice straight spine, palms down. This is the hardest of the 3 bicep exercises. It's wide to the side, not straight to the front. Keep your elbow to shoulder in place without letting the head of the shoulder roll in. The second exercise is a hammer curl, thumbs up. Make sure again that the spine stays still without any upper body movement, and sit or stand tall. The last exercise is a palm up curl. This is the easiest of the 3 bicep movements. Again, let the arm come all the way down and all the way up for full range of motion. You may alternate each 3 of the exercises or perform separately each exercise in rep patterns. Great job, you can feel that in your arms. Alphabet arms. We're going to do T, U, and V. T is just a simple side raise to the side. Don't let the arms go higher than the shoulders. Keep them just below your earlobe. You're going to perform about 10 seconds or about 15 reps. Use light enough weights to go through the whole set. U. Start with hands right over the elbow. Press up to a closed position straight up. Every time you lift, exhale and pull in the abdominals, keeping the head and neck and shoulders still from movement. V. The V thumbs are up and wide. Shoulders stay low away from the ears. Thumbs are up on this movement, and it's a nice wide lift. Return to center each time standing tall. These movements can be performed on single leg as well for more of a balance challenge. W's. Elbows drop down and hands push out wide. Palms face the ceiling. Press nice and strong throughout each movement. Great job! Rear fly. This exercise targets the middle, upper back, and the backs of the arms. You may perform it on the floor, but for a better range of motion, set yourself on a bench or a block. The legs are extended but not lifted high as to feel the low back pressure. Chin should be facing downward, not up facing the wall. Make sure your chest is lifted. Change hands positions, palms down, and thumbs up for more variety. Make sure the arms stay straight and exhale every time you lift. Again, keep the legs extended straight or may bend the knees to take the pressure out of the low back. Perform combinations of arms with palms down, thumbs up, or thumbs down. You're almost there now. Great job. Plank rotations. Starting in a push-up position with feet as shoulder width apart, hands wide, We're going to reach one arm up to the side and work through those obliques. Now you can always drop the knee closest to the floor down as you become stronger through this movement. You can add a weight into your hand to get a little more shoulder and rear delt on this as well. Each movement should be stable before you return to center. You'll notice that you pivot through your toes and heels on each side that you rotate. Continue to pull the belly button in and breathe throughout the skill. This builds not only a strong upper body, but great rotational forces for golf, softball, baseball, and any other rotational sport. Excellent.